Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to have a mukbang. Yes, and today's mukbang is we're going to be eating some stewed chicken and rice and peas for me, and then we're going to have some salad and just some stuff. Yeah, I wanted to put some tomato on it, but who cooked the stewed chicken? We don't know. I wanted to put some tomato on it, but didn't have time. Alright, so as you can see, I have my sister here again, and she did the cooking again. So if you want to see that video, go ahead and check out her channel. It's Anna K. Williams, and I'm Blessed Beauty Inspiration. Actually, Anna K. Williams on YouTube. So you can go over and check her, you know, cooking in the kitchen and so forth. Yeah, some Jamaican food and so forth. So let's get into eating the food. Yes, she did a good job at, you know, doing the chicken, and it's not like regular brown stew. It's not regular browning. She created it. So if you want to see that, go over to her channel. Okay guys, so let's just get like dive in. So today we're gonna talk about, like, you know, since it's everything in this world is all about China right now, so we're gonna share with you our experience in China, because we both went to China. Alright, so let's start with you. How did you end up in China? So guys, my experience in China, well, going to China was a real good experience, trust me. So the mission for China trip was preschool and child care education. Yeah, so I was a part of the YJ Jwillscool constituency. Yes, so my prime minister. Yes, people. So this China trip was my first time traveling so far. And guys, I really enjoyed the China trip. Trust me. So before we went to China, you know, I called my father. I got China, you know, and I tell him that he was so excited, you know. Him say, what you want, what you need for go up on the trip? And I say, we're gonna need like food and them stuff there. And him say, you know what, Ian? I can get some breadfruit. I can get some breadfruit and fish. Fried fish and breadfruit and them stuff. I say, yeah man. When I tell Kaden and Sandrine say, yeah, we're gonna need food and I go on and money for go on that trip. And you know, cut long story short, my father prepared fish and breadfruit. Guys, it wasn't a one breadfruit cut up in pieces. My father roast 3 older breadfruit and 1 big sitting fish. And look here, we are not allowed to carry food inside of China. And girl, trust me, our breadfruit and our fish reach a China. Yeah, China. Yeah, and you know, from there, cut long story short, you know, the trip was amazing. Like, legit. Trust me. For real. It was fun meeting, you know, I have people. My part to tell you. It was fun meeting people all over the world, you know, different country, culture, you know, to see everybody come together and, you know, unite together and socialize and get to know each other. It was a real good experience, guys, and I didn't know that I could have get along with everybody, but trust me. I never know say Anna was, you know. I know say I'm a people's person, you know. You know, I socialize with everybody. I get along with people. I'm a people's person. But you know, I never know say people that gravitate to my personality. Just like that, you know. Just by me being myself. You understand me? And trust me, everybody love me, everybody want to take picture with me. Guys, being in China, trust me, the Chinese people, them, you know, I feel like a celebrity when me in China, because everybody want to take picture with me, everybody want, you know,
everybody want to give me a gift, you know. It felt so good, you know. And even exploring the different cities and towns, you know, it was really good. We get to go the four seasons. Which 4 seasons? Wow. We get to experience different hotels.
Yeah.
Like 5-star hotels.
5-star.
Trust me. Quality for your money. Never pay no money.
We have pictures, so
where plane is concerned, I never know such a China big. Never have to take plane from one city to the next city.
From Shanghai to Beijing.
Jesus! Guys, trust me. Anyways, let me cut long story short. So being in China, that is when Jody did already.
You know I tell my story. You tell my part.
No, I'm not tell your part. Guys, it's a long story. China trip is a long story.
Yeah, you can share. This is opportunity to share everything. Nobody want to know.
Yeah, guys. So
yeah.
First, we're gonna talk about is the food. The China food. Chinese food. Look here. Before me leave Jamaica for China, everybody has said, "You're brighty, little girl, you're curving stuff." Because you eat too fast. Yeah, guys, so before me leave Jamaica go China, everybody has said, "Well, okay, you have experience. You have get that experience of dog paste and how we call the worm and them stuff, the fatty leg and them stuff, the okay, you gonna eat them. So I said, no brighty. None of them see me, you're brighty. So me think say, you know, when I go there and them stuff to them I go feed with. You know, people are telling me that Anaki, you have experience dog and cat and all sorts of things. But unfortunately, when I went, trust me, I had good food to eat. Proper food, proper hotel. Everything just nice, unexpected. You know, wasn't expecting it. The whole atmosphere, wasn't expecting it. Beer egg me eat.
Right?
Me eat. The only thing that was awkward for me, the only meal that was awkward for me was the duck. But we had chicken. I never eat pork, but they had pork. They had different vegetable meals, you know, dessert, a whole lot of meals to pick and choose from. Fish. Yeah, like our regular stuff them we would eat, but you know, say the Chinese food we are eating, and trust me, the meals were really good. You know, the only time I get to see like the dog and the pussy and the cat is when we go downtown.
Where is that? Where downtown?
I don't remember.
Beijing. So guys, she
I
went
think it's Hangzhou or one of them places.
Yeah, she went to Beijing, China.
Yeah, but it's when we got downtown, that is, you know, the street food place that side there.
Yeah.
That is where we see all of the fatty leg and stick and them all of the food and dogs and them stuff there. I think we eat it snake and all sorts of man and evil. You understand me? That is where, but some of my friends them try out the worm and the stuff there, but I didn't because period.
Yucky.
That is what we see in Jamaica run from. We run from fatty leg. Fatty leg sting and bite. No. Why would we eat it? Oh darling. And it's poisonous.
We're talking about centipede.
Yeah. So guys, oh Lord. That trip is a lot. It's a lot, trust me. It's a lot, but I'll hand over to Sister Beauty.
Okay guys, sorry. So we just add some more food because my food didn't finish. So let me just share my part because she eats too much, so she doesn't want to share her part. Okay, so do you remember everything? let me talk about my part. So,
It's a long story.
yeah, for me, the process of entering China, like the visa, all of that, very easy, no problem. You'll get through. Yes, so I applied for the visa, everything on my way trip to China. Actually, I was in Japan at the time, so I'm living in Japan at that time, and I just went because I heard that she's in China, so I'm like, oh, of course, I have to visit.
So you say you want a vacation.
Yeah, and I wanted like a vacation because I've been working all and I actually had the time off, guys. So on my way, ready, so excited. I actually got 1 week off, actually 2 weeks off, and everything excited, all of that. So I was supposed to spend like 5 days in China. Actually 4 days, 4 to 5 days. I don't quite remember. Anyway. So on my way now in Japan airport, Tokyo, where is it? Nagoya, Chubu airport. I was in Chubu airport in Japan. So ready, excited. Guess what? Even though I was going to China, at the time I had never been to China. I think I transited in China, but I've never at the time. I have never like been to China, so I don't know anything about China. The only thing that I know that I was doing or the only information that I had about where I was going is the name of the place, the name of the place, and where she was staying at the hotel. I didn't have a phone, I didn't have internet, I didn't have anything, guys. So I'm telling you, this was an adventure, okay? Yes, and I actually booked a hotel like before I went to China. So I booked the hotel and everything and ready to go, pack my bag, all of that, reach at the airport. The plane was delayed for like maybe like 2 hours. So my airline was delayed. So in my mind I was like worried, like, oh, how could they like be delayed or whatever, because I only had like 2 weeks and I didn't want like one of my days to just go away with me at the airport, like sitting down and not doing anything. So I was like, oh my gosh, they need to like speed up the process and all of that and whatever. To cut a long story short, I was in the airplane and everything, and because of the delay, I wasn't supposed to arrive in the night. I was supposed to arrive late because if the plane came the right time, I would arrive in the evening, like around 4 o'clock. Yes, and then I would get to take a train to my final destination, right? And it would be early, and then my sister would be able. Actually, I didn't book a hotel yet because I wasn't really sure if I had to like stay at a hotel. It was after the whole ordeal that I decided to book a hotel. But anyway, so I was there sitting down and all of that. They told me there was going to be a delay, so I had to like sit and wait and everything. The plane came, I arrived. Actually, I was going to Shanghai, and then from Shanghai I would have to take the bullet train from Shanghai to Beijing, China. Because there was a delay, I couldn't get the train to go to Beijing, China. When I arrived, I was clueless. One, I don't speak Chinese. I know a little Japanese. So I only know a little Japanese. I don't have a phone. I don't have anything. The only thing I have is the fact that I knew that I was going to Beijing, China, and I had to take a train, and I kind of planned all of that, the time for the train and everything. I knew all of that because I planned it before and all of that, but my plans changed because the plane, there was a delay. You understand me? So while I was in the airport in Chubu in Japan, I was planning like where just in case I didn't get the train, I would book a hotel. So I did that online. Just booked a hotel just because I wasn't really sure whether or not I would arrive on time.
But you don't communicate with me?
Yeah, and at that time I was communicating with her because I had a phone, but it wasn't connected. It wasn't like roaming or international plan or anything. But when I arrived in China, I was so terrified. I was so scared. Why? Everything was just so big and I was like looking all around, and there was just Chinese, and and everything was just Chinese. When I looked at like the schedule for the trains and all of that at the train station, at the train station, it was just fully Chinese. It was fully Chinese, and I was supposed to take a particular train, but I didn't have any. I thought in China they would have internet, but they didn't have any. They didn't have any Wi-Fi, so I was just walking all over China trying to figure out, and I was stuck. Like everybody, they were like, just looking. Everybody them just start looking at me, and I'm just nervous. And everybody, they were just looking at me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And no Wi-Fi. And then to find in Shanghai, it's crazy. In Shanghai, to find the trains, like the train lines for a particular train that goes where I'm going, I had to ask a lot of questions. Someone told me to go downstairs, and they were trying to speak in Chinese to me for me to understand. And I'm like, Chinese no, English yes. So they were like trying to instruct me where to go downstairs or whatever, and I was just running all over the place trying to find the train. What line? Is it C or B line? And it was just chaos. So I was running up and down in the train station for like 1 hour. After leaving the airport in Shanghai, I was just running all over the place for 1 hour. 1 hour of running up and down just to find a train line. And then I finally found someone that spoke English.
Hallelujah.
I got on the train, and she was just trying to assist me. But she was telling me to come off somewhere. And I'm like, are you sure? And she was like, yes, you're supposed to come off here. So I was there like trying to figure out whether or not I should come off there or come off here, and I was so nervous because I remember a guy also spoke to me and told me that I should come off at the stop before the stop that she was talking about. So I'm like, why am I coming off here? But this guy told me that I should come off at the other stop. So I was like telling her that, do you speak English? Even though she was speaking English to me, but I was like trying to make sure if she understood what I was actually saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I don't want her to give me wrong information. So I was there, and she told me to come off the train and go take up another train, because I was supposed to connect me to the other. I was supposed to arrive at that station, and that would connect me to the train that goes to Beijing. I don't know if anybody knows about China or you've been to China. You know. Yeah, but it's intense. So I was there like waiting at the train station, and I arrived, and when I asked one of the persons that was in charge, I think one of the persons that was in charge, like the guy at the train station, he told me, he spoke English, and he told me that yes, I'm at the right spot. I was like worshiping like, yes, thank you Jesus, somebody speak English. Why? I can't wait for just, oh my gosh, it's intense, because when I'm on the internet, there's no internet, there's nothing, I don't have anything to guide me, and I can't call her because I don't have any phone. So I was just like stranded, like, not really stranded, but I didn't know where I was going. And then night, it was like, it was getting dark, and you know that after a certain hours, you don't get trains, right? And especially because where I was going from Shanghai to Beijing, it took 2 hours. 2.5 hours by train, so that's like basically far. So in order to go wherever you're going, like if it's like 2 hours away, you have to arrive at train station very early, because I'm guessing maybe a lot of people, of course you know that China is overpopulated, so that means a lot of people were traveling from that location to Beijing. So I was there. Anyway, to cut a story short, I finally found my way. Person that spoke English directed me. I arrived at the train station that was the train station that I was going to. That train station was a train station that goes to Beijing, China. So I arrived at the line and all of that. I arrived at the line and all of that. So when I arrived at that particular line,
what is the point of mukbang?
Yeah, no, me a talk. You a eat, me a talk. When me finish eat, you talk. So it go. Me cannot talk when me a eat.
Yeah, take it personal.
You Yeah, so while I was there, guys, I arrived at a particular location, as I said before, and I was there trying to figure out which train I should take, like what time, when the train would come. So I was trying to figure out when that particular train would come. So I was there now, and there was this guy. He was like, he spoke English, and he saw that I needed help, and he came over to me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And he spoke very, very good English, very good, like almost perfect English. And he was like, "Where are you going? Do you need help?" And I'm like, "Yes, I need help." So you could take like a taxi to Beijing, or you could take a train. The taxis would cost like 300 US, and they're actually like these. Yeah, because you can't really trust like taxis.
Yeah,
it's dangerous. It's dangerous in Shanghai to take a taxi 2 hours away. No, don't risk it. So I was there, and everybody in the trip, the guy was saying to me that was assisting me. He was like, I don't recommend the taxi because it's dangerous. That's what he was saying. It's dangerous. I don't recommend. He was like, he doesn't recommend the taxi because it's dangerous and it's getting late, and they charge an exorbitant amount, and it doesn't cost that much to go to Beijing. It costs maybe like 20 US from Shanghai to Beijing. So I was there trying to figure out what I should do, and then the guy, he asked me for where I was going, and he asked me about the hotel that my sister was staying at and all of that. So I gave him all the information, and then he researched it and he found the direction and everything, and he said to me like, "Okay, I'm going to write everything in Chinese." So he basically wrote everything that I told him that I wanted to tell the other the guy, the what do you call him, the gate man for the train. Yeah, I was supposed to give that to the gate man, and then the gate man would tell me which train I should take. So he wrote up everything, and he was just so helpful. Like, he was so helpful. Yeah, I mean, most of the people in China, they were just looking at me and just wanted to take pictures. Like, most of them. And I was like flustered, so tired, and oh my gosh, Jesus, I just want to leave and just finally reach in China. Actually reach the location that I was going. My destination, that is. So I was just there, guys, and we was there trying to figure out. But guess what, guys? The trains were packed. When the trains are packed, they don't take any more people onto the train. So what you would have to do, you would have to sleep in the train station. I wasn't going to sleep in the train station. Yeah, I wasn't going to sleep in the train station. Yeah, so when I heard that, I'm like, I'm not going to sleep in the train station. I have to find something else. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Not again, but I'm just not sleeping on a train station. I'm not sleeping on a train station with no Chinese. I'm not know nobody. Yeah, so that was it. I'm like, no, I'm not sleeping here. Or I should have to like book a hotel and leave the airport. I'm not the airport train station, because I think it's the airport. I don't remember. But I would have to leave to take the taxi to get a hotel or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Yeah, so I was there, everything, and I had to push. There was this one train that was left, and I had to push at 12 o'clock, guys. The train was leaving at 12 o'clock, and the guy, the gate man, I gave him the information, he told me to wait, and he was like, wait. He wasn't like friendly or anything. He was just like, stand there, over there, stand right there. So when the gate open, you go. And I'm like, okay. When the gate opens, I go. So I went, guys, and I was like, and the people were pushing, guys. They were pushing just to go in the train because everybody wanted to go home and they don't want, because they knew that was the final train. And they were pushing. I was pushing with them, and everybody was looking at me weird because they were like, who is this weird black girl in Beijing trying to fight for a train, a seat to go into whatever. So I was pushing and I finally pushed my way in the train. There was no seat in the train because the trains are based on like reservations. So there was no seat in the train. I had two bags, one for her and one for myself, because I brought some stuff for her, so I gave it to her. So I had no space. I had nothing in my suitcase or anything like that. So I was there and in the train. I didn't have any seat. I was standing up. If I had to stand up in the train, I would stand up for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I remember I stood up and I was just standing in the train. I can't remember, it's so vivid. And I was standing and I held on to one of the poles, and there was this Chinese guy, and they were on their phone. And everybody, them just stand up and look at me. Everybody. And they're not like discreet, they're not looking at the phone, and they're like, and they're not saying anything. And I was so nervous because I really didn't even know where I was going. I didn't know my stop, I didn't know anything. I'm just exploring in China. So I was just walking, and I saw somebody, like 2 guys seated, and I tried to speak to somebody because somebody tried to assist me. She spoke English and she was just talking to me and she was telling me, and she's like, I don't remember. Oh, I think somebody came off the train and there was a seat and she grabbed me and she's like, sit here. And I was so happy that she told me to sit here, and I sat there after maybe like an hour on the train without sitting. She grabbed me and I can tell me, say, sit down, because she does speak English. She travels. So guys, she spoke English, and at the time she had been to Japan. So when I told her that I'm working in Japan, she's like, sit, and she's like, do you speak Japanese? I'm like, I speak a little. And we're just talking, and didn't never tell you the story. This is a long story. I think maybe we'll have to have another story time. Yeah, that would be something else, a story time, not a mukbang, for the other part of the story. So she grabbed me and she sat with me and she was just talking, and I felt so comfortable because she knew Japan, she travels a lot. She also loves reggae music and all of that. So I was just sitting there and she was just telling me, okay, where are you going? And she went on her phone and she spoke to her husband, and she was like telling him, like, I was telling her where I was going, and she was like, you're not going to arrive there on time, and even if you arrive in Beijing, you're going to have to take a taxi from Beijing to the hotel. And at that hours of night, she's like, don't risk it. So at the time in the train, I was sitting, when I sat in the train with her, 2 other guys came. Both of them, I think they were going to be enrolled at Howard University, like 2 smart Chinese guys, 2 smart guys. I think they're like a year younger than me. So I was there with them and they were just speaking English, and I'm like, and I felt so good that everyone around me spoke English, and I knew why they spoke English. I knew why they came to sit around me. I knew why they came to sit around me because they knew that I was a foreigner, so they could assist me. So they were there, they were talking, I was so comfortable, I was so happy.
Chinese people love foreigners.
Yeah. And I was so happy. All of them come up another story, another drama. But guys, never leave some of the story for another video, because trust me, drama. Yeah, next video. But let me just, for her story too, we're gonna just leave part of it, but we just want to give a little piece of the story. So I was there, guys, and they were just talking to me and just, we're just talking about what we're going to do and all of that. And after the girl, she spoke to her mom and not her mom, she spoke to her husband, because at the time she was planning to take me to her house. But she was trying to talk to the husband to figure out whether or not they were going to take me into the house or they would take me to a hotel. But because she was living like very far from where the bus stand is, and she had work and all of that, she was like telling me, maybe I should book the hotel. Like, she was asking me if the hotel that I booked, if it's near to where the bus or the taxi stands are or whatever. So she assisted me in booking another hotel somewhere close to where I could get up in the morning and take a taxi and just go where I was going. Because she also recommended that I go to this particular hotel because it was close, like maybe 15 minutes ride by taxi when I arrived at that particular location. So guys, remember, I had planned to arrive in like Beijing at around maybe 7:30, 6:30. So I would take a taxi around 6:30 that time to go to the hotel. It would take like around 15 to 20 minutes by taxi. And that was totally like, it didn't happen that way. I was in the train at 12 o'clock. So I arrived after like talking with the girl, and we just had a good time, and they were just assisting me. And the two guys that I met, they were telling the girl that she was calling her husband and all of that to assist me in terms of like find a hotel, where she stay, where she come up, and the time, and what would be convenient for me, so that I could catch the taxi to go to Anna's or my sister's hotel in the morning. So we decided, and the two guys that were there that assisted, that spoke English, that went to Howard University, two smart guys, they spoke, and they just made me feel really comfortable, and they were just encouraging me. Yeah. So they were just like encouraging me and telling me, it's fine, you're gonna be okay, and we were just talking like as if we knew each other, like friends, and it was and it was a good experience in the train. I was fine, and they assisted me in getting like, cause I think they have like they have like a vent, like a kiosk. They have like a area where you can go on the train to buy food, like a bullet train to buy food. And they assisted me, and they took my money and so forth, and they spoke to the persons there and whatever. And they just, cause I think you had to get like coins to purchase stuff, because you don't purchase stuff with cash, you purchase stuff with coins. So I had to give them the coins, and they get the food and so forth. And I was there, and I slept for maybe a good hour or so. And when I arrived, the girl was there with me. Lucky, like good thing that she had her vehicle parked. So when we left the train, she was the person that drove me to the hotel. So yeah, so as I was saying, like we were in the train, we slept, and as soon as we arrived at our location, like I slept and then woke up, she slept, and then when she slept, I woke up. So it was like that, in order so that we could miss our stop, because we can't, especially me, because we don't know where me I go. So she was there to assist me, she helped me, she was so nice. I don't even know what I did. I think I have her on Facebook now. I don't even remember her name. I took her like information, yeah, and the guys too. I took their information, but I would have to search my Facebook friends to find them. But anyway, so she assisted me, and I arrived in Beijing safely with all the drama. I arrived safely. The only problem that I would have to undertake was the hotel, like just the nerves. I was so nervous about just staying at a hotel, and it was like 5-star. It was like maybe 3-star, but it was a decent hotel. And she drove me there. Her husband came to pick her up. No, yeah, she drove me there. She got her vehicle, and I think she picked up her husband or something. I don't remember. And she drove me to the. I think she had to pick up her husband from somewhere. I don't know where, from home, or I don't know. I don't even remember if that's the story there. But she drove me to the hotel that I booked, and she drove me. I had to walk in that area that I had to walk into the hotel. It was intense. I am going to show you a picture of what I was walking into. It was like Jamaica, like everybody outside playing dominoes at hours of like in late hours of the night. And I would have to show you a picture so you can go and see it. But I went to the hotel and I paid my money, and I paid what I paid. I paid like a deposit. I think you have to pay a deposit, and the rental fee to rent the hotel fee. To stay at the hotel, you have to pay that fee plus a deposit. I think mainly because you're a foreigner. So I went there. The hotel wasn't like the most pleasant, but I went there and I was at the hotel, and it was okay. I slept good. I didn't experience anything bad. I was nervous. I locked all the doors and all of that. And when I was at the hotel, I couldn't message her because I think she was sleeping at the time. It was next morning that I could message her, and I slept
never
tight.
so if you message me now, the night when you reach at the hotel.
Oh, okay. So I messaged her and she was like, and I was a little bit okay that, you know, everything was okay.
Yeah, tell me the drama.
Yeah, I was telling you.
Which hotel me there, so yeah, I give it all the
Address, yes.
Right, in the
Right.
morning.
Yeah, in the morning,
Right, yeah.
I took all the information and I gave it to the hotel, the receptionist at the hotel, and she
The receptionist
called
called
the she called to get the correct information in Chinese, and I got a taxi to pick me up to take me to the particular location, and the receptionist gave me back my deposit. So Chinese are not like thieves. I mean, not all of them, but they're tricksters. I have another story time to talk about that. But that was my experience in China, going into China. China. So we're gonna have a story time, like dedicated to our China trip.
Yes, guys. So the food is done.
Yeah, the food is finished. I had more food. I got more food. So my first round was finished, but I got more. But I'm not really. I think I'm full because of the long talking. I'm full now. But guys, it was good. The food was good. The stew chicken was good as usual. It's not my first time eating stew chicken that was made by her, so didn't have any problems. But it was good, and everything was good. Okay, guys, if the video was weird throughout the end or the beginning or whatever, sorry about that. But just you got the story. But yeah, guys, we're going to just end the video right now, just cause I'm full and I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. Yeah. So just everybody be safe, have a good one. It's Good Friday that I recorded this video.
Yeah.
So
have a good Friday.
Have a good Friday. Have a good Friday, and just be safe and just to follow the orders of your country. Take precaution, wash your hands,
Keep yourself clean.
keep away from crowds and all of that. And if there are rules and restrictions in your country or whatever, just follow them and just let's try to see how best we can, you know, get over this situation that is affecting us worldwide, worldwide. So yes, guys. So thank you very much for watching. And guys, we're gonna have a story time. Yes, and go and check out her. Right. Go and check out her.
My
stew chicken tutorial. And just continue watching.
And subscribe.
Yeah, that. Subscribe and share. And just have a good one. Okay, so bye.
I can help you out. I can help you out. I can help you out. I can help you out.